Ranbir makes Anurag Basu reshoot Jagga Jasoos. Katrina remains unsure about her marriage plans. Is Ranbir still unwilling to commit? Varun is asking you to quit smoking. Anurag and Kalki might finalize their divorce 3 days after Bombay Velvet releases. I'm Caitlin and I've got the hottest Bollywood news on 9xc.com The Show.
I'm hot, you're not, I'm a superstar, I'm a superstar. 9xc.
We bring you news about the Kapoor boy. Looks like his films are a few release dates shy. First Bombay Velvet, then Tamasha, and now Jagga Jasoos. Seems like Lady Luck is no longer his muse. Nope, I'm not going to do the rest of the show in rhymes and rhythms, but you just might have got rhymes and rhythms if the original version of the Ranbir Kapoor starrer Jagga Jasoos was released. Buzz is the film has run into trouble yet again, and this time the trouble is major. Seems there has been an overhaul in the entire project. The film, which was to be a musical, has been changed completely. By musical, we don't mean only filled with songs, but even the dialogue was to be delivered musically. But all that is a thing of the past, and Jagga Jasoos is now being shot like a normal film, with a fair amount of songs. Clearly the product didn't turn out as expected. The reshoot won't be easy. Phew, man, tough times ahead for Ranbir. His last two films, Besharam and Roy, did not do well at the box office. His two upcoming films, Bombay Velvet and Tamasha, have had a massive shuffle of release dates. And then, as we told you a few episodes ago, he has run into a big dispute with the Bombay Velvet producers, Phantom Films, over his acting fee in the period extravaganza. His outstanding amount is a whopping 12 crore rupees. And now this Jagga Jasoos fiasco. Pray, how will the film meet its November 27th release date? While Ranbir is facing professional crisis, Katrina Kaif is avoiding personal questions. Gosh, for how long can she run? Isn't she carrying this a little bit too far? A few episodes ago, 9xc.com brought you visuals of Katrina dining with the Kapoor Khandan. Now, we thought that post this, things would be more open, that at least Ranbir and Katrina would now openly commit to their relationship. But sadly, no such luck. At a recent event, when Katrina was asked to address the rumors that she and Ranbir will get married this year, her answer was,
everything is possible. Ho sakti hai is a very generic, I mean, anything is always possible, but I don't have any plans yet, so I can't share the plans with you. But if I do and when I do have the plans, I promise you I will tell you.
And why exactly does she not have plans? Is this because Ranbir has refused to make any with her? The fact that the two are living in together and that she is close to his family should be reason enough to tie the knot. Either Katrina herself has no idea exactly why she's going to get married, or she's just refusing to let the cat out of the bag. But strangely, it was one of Ranbir's alleged exes who came to her rescue when the topic of marriage was raised.
She's gonna get married after me. We've decided this, and
I think that's an excellent suggestion. I should get married after Sonam, and I don't think Sonam knows yet as well. So I think neither of us know.
Nice save, Sonam. But when will Katrina really get married?
Marriage should be special, and marriage, I think, should be magical. And you should just get married when you look at each other and you're 100% sure you never want to live without that person. And I hope that happens soon, and for me, and for you, and for Sonam.
Are you telling us, Kat, that you still don't feel like that for Ranbir? However, when the topic of the Supreme Court's judgment of considering live-in couples as married was raised, this was Katrina's reaction.
Recently, Supreme Court has passed a rule saying that the live-in relation couples will be considered as married.
Sorry, now this is this.
Seriously, Kat, that's your response to hug Sonam? That doesn't even make sense. But Katrina, why the refusal to answer this particular question, we wonder. Were you expecting more questions about your relationship with Ranbir and you got scared? Please start answering and maybe you won't be so frightened after all. And speaking about refusals, Hrithik Roshan is facing some rejection of his own. Hrithik has been having a bit of a tough time. His split with Suzanne Khan was the talk of the town, but it seems there is more bad news coming his way. The Krish star had recently moved into his bachelor pad in Juhu, a posh suburb of Mumbai, and had even spent a fortune on the interiors, hoping that he would get to own the property soon, as we told you on our site 9xe.com. He is said to have loved the sea-facing flat and the fact that it was quite close to his parents' house. However, Lady Fate had something else in mind. The owner refused to sell the flat to the Bang Bang star. You'd think that Hrithik would get anything he'd asked for, right? But no such luck. Finally, the owner has agreed to lease the flat out to Hrithik for a span of 10 years. Well, Hrithik is not just facing rejection, but is rejecting too. Earlier, the interiors were done by Alan, John Abraham's brother, but Hrithik was unhappy. Then, interior designer Maria Hill was hired to do up the same space. Hrithik might have finally got the interiors to his liking, but sadly, he won't be able to fully call the place home. Coming up, Varun says no smoking. Is Priyanka fulfilling her family duty towards Pariniti? Welcome back to 9xe.com, the show. So Salman Khan's generosity is the stuff of legends. He has his Being Human organization and has attached his name to several causes. Now he's doing something for the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Salman has been shooting for Bajrangi Bhaijaan in the valley, and like everywhere else in the country, he's getting a lot of love. 9xe.com, the show, has it that seeing his effect on the locals, the People's Democratic Party met up with him recently. They requested him to promote Kashmir. Salman, for his part, has given his word to do his best. Salman's endorsement may do a world of good for this troubled state. Don't we all love Salman for this? Tweet us what you think at 9xe the show with hashtag Salman for Kashmir. Talk to us on facebook.com/9xe. And also doing his bit for society is Varun Dhawan. Varun has lent support to an anti-smoking movie that has been made by the Indian Cancer Society by acting in it, as we told you on our site.
I think only a fool would say that smoking is good for you. हम सब जानते हैं कि smoking बहुत harmful रहता है. मैं इस cause के लिए इसलिए जुड़ा था क्योंकि कई बार हमारे फिल्मों में फिल्म के पहले वो एक पूरा disclaimer आता है, एक ad आता है कि you should not smoke. वो ad मुझे पसंद नहीं है क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि जो smokers है वो ad देखे और भी stress हो जाते हैं और उनको और भी smoke करना है. So the idea was to come up with ऐसा कुछ to come up with something like that जो ज़्यादा preachy नहीं होता.
The movie begins with Varun smoking and a child artiste asking him for a smoke. When Varun tells the boy that smoking is injurious to health, the child retorts with a query of his own. Why Varun himself is smoking, which sets the actor thinking. The short film is based on research showing that if a person doesn't smoke till the age of 30, there is a very good chance that the person remains clean all his life. Varun is a youth icon, so his young viewers are bound to pay attention when he speaks.
फिल्म के थ्रू नहीं, पर फिल्म के बाहर अपनी पब्लिक इमेज को यूज़ करके लोगों को कहना चाहता हूँ कि प्लीज़ डोंट स्मोक.
Now, this is a great cause that he's taken up.
If you do smoke, it doesn't make that person a bad person. He has a lot of different good qualities. But if you do smoke, it's going to harm you. And if it harms you, it can even harm your family. It can harm all your loved ones. So for the sake of your children or for the future of this country, try and not smoke.
We do hope that this encourages people who are trying to kick the butt to finally kick it. Very impressive, Varun. Join Varun in this noble task. Tweet your support at 9xe the show with hashtag Varun says no smoking. However, Varun showed us that he has a lighter side to him as well. 9xe.com caught up with him and his ABCD2 co-star Shraddha Kapoor, and what followed was a hilarious interaction. Now, Varun is a fabulous dancer, so when we asked him to dance with Shraddha, she had a tough time keeping up.
Wait, I missed it.
Take two, phase one.
Sorry, I missed it.
She took 3 takes to match up. Bet shooting the actual song sequence took a while. But despite this, Varun only had the most encouraging words for her.
मैंने कभी नहीं कहा कि मैं अच्छी डांसर हूँ या बुरी डांसर हूँ, क्योंकि मतलब मुझे बस
झूठ है, बहुत अच्छी डांसर,
क्योंकि मुझे ये बहुत स्वीट है मेरा फ्रेंड, पर
In fact, when we asked Varun who inspires him, he pointed to Shraddha. Well, isn't that cute?
Shraddha Kapoor.
Varun, you are my inspiration, sir.
You are my inspiration,
Sir ji, you are my inspiration.
Diplomatic क्यों? मैं सच बोल रहा हूँ. Genuinely मेरी inspiration है.
But who have their characters been inspired by? Did you know that they sought inspiration from director Remo D'Souza and his wife Lizelle's love story? Remo and Lizelle met on set and it was actually Lizelle who proposed to Remo.
रेमो सर और उनकी वाइफ लिजेल का जो रियल लाइफ में रोमांस है, मैं और श्रद्धा ऑब्वियसली हम लोग सेट पे है तो उनको देखते रहते हैं हाउ दे आर, एंड व्हेन दे टॉक दे बोथ आर लाइक टीनेजर्स, एंड हम लोग ने वो थोड़ा सा, एंड दे स्टार्टेड ऑफ एज बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स बिफोर दे बिकेम, सो व्हाट वी रियलाइज्ड हम लोग को जो केमिस्ट्री चाहिए थी पिक्चर में, वी हैड टू कीप इट वेरी रियल.
Varun gave some acting tips too, saying that romance should be in the eyes and the body language. However, Varun was in no mood to listen to Shraddha talk because he literally carried her off the set. Aren't these two super cute? Moving on to our next story, Priyanka Chopra is riding high. She's won great praise for SpotboyEcom and now she'll be seen in the historical epic Bajirao Mastani. She's been creating ripples in Hollywood too with her singing and acting career. Along with a stellar career, she launched her production house Purple Pebble Pictures. Now compare this to her cousin Parineeti Chopra's career. Post Ishaqzadeh, Parineeti has not tasted a lot of success. Once appreciated by critics as well as the masses, her movies have not fared well at the box office. Even though she got good reviews for her understated performance in Kill Dil, her last release, the film did not do well at the box office. So, sister Priyanka has come to her rescue. With much success, it only seems logical for the elder one to look after baby sis. Buzz is that Priyanka is considering producing a film starring Parineeti. Like you read on 9xe.com, apparently Parineeti has been told to go through certain scripts carefully, and if something interests her, Priyanka is open to producing it. We also told you a few episodes ago that Parineeti has been leaning on Alia Bhatt for support during this lean phase in her career. Even Aditya Chopra, who launched her, has been advising her. But there's nothing like family support. Seems family does come first for Priyanka, doesn't it? We hope she's successful in resurrecting Parineeti's career. Coming up, 9xe.com meets with the talented man behind Bombay Velvet's remixes. The release of Bombay Velvet clashes with Anurag's personal strife. Welcome back to 9xe.com, the show where we are currently obsessed with the music of Bombay Velvet. There's something so unique about the music of the 1960s, don't you think? So we thought we'd feed into our obsession by meeting Mikey McCleary, who has remixed songs for Bombay Velvet.
I just started to listen to a whole lot of these old songs and I fell in love with these old songs. Melodies are obviously really beautiful. I felt like there was the potential to very carefully reinterpret them, because in the days that they were made, there wasn't so much of an emphasis on chords and bass lines and the sort of instrumentation that we use today. But I wanted to make sure that I did it in a very natural, sort of acoustic, organic style, and but in a contemporary style as well. But also still keeping a bit of that vintage flavor that you need, I think, that those songs need to keep. B-Joy was making a film called Shaitan, and he heard the songs that I had done, and he took two songs from my album, which was Hawa Hawaii and Koya Koya Chan. I wasn't a specialist in any particular field of music. I was quite good at changing styles and doing different styles, and that's one thing that's helped me in doing advertising music in India. So I first came to Mumbai to do a concert with Lucky Ali. I've arranged music for a lot of different music directors, from Vishal Shekhar to A.R. Rahman to people like even Pritam. I've done some tracks for Pritam, and I think this was a very good experience for me to do. Now it's time for me, particularly in the last few years, to go out on my own as a music director. You just have to keep on doing the work that you want to do, and you'll get recognized in your other fields as as your career progresses. The other work that I'm doing in composing for films, such as like Margarita with a Straw, I've composed 5 songs for that film. I think Fifi is an amazing song. A lot of people know it as Jata Kaha Hai Diwani. Vikas Bal, the producer from Bombay Velvet, had said, this is a song that works for the film. Can you please make a very energetic, fun, promotional song, from that. I was making sure that it was Indian enough, it was jazzy enough, it was energetic enough, and I think it's a fun song. Mohabbat Bari Bimari, that's different. That's Amit Trivedi's song. It's a new composition, and I have done that in a kind of a bartender kind of style, because that particularly that film is all about jazz in the 60s. So I needed to, so my sort of bartender style fits in very well with the theme of that film. I've done it in a very, very different way from Amit's original recording. Shalmali also has this kind of jazzy feel. She had a bit of a Western international jazzy kind of sensibility about her. So she was perfect for that song. But obviously I've been asked to make big high energy attitude songs because they're for all the promotions of the film.
So while Bombay Velvet director Anurag Kashyap is gaining praise for the film's music, the actual release date of the movie will be a little bit of a bittersweet time for him. This is because exactly 3 days after Bombay Velvet releases on May 15th, Anurag and Kalki's divorce might come through. Earlier, the details of their separation were unclear, but 9XE.com has now found out that after 2 years of marriage, it was Kalki who filed for divorce and not Anurag. The divorce was filed on October 13th, 2014. The first hearing took place on October 28th. The next hearing is on May 18th. That's exactly 3 days after Bombay Velvet hits theatres. A cooling period of 6 months from the date of filing is a must for a couple before they are granted divorce, even after signing the consent terms. This means that if Kalki and Anurag decide to part ways amicably, May 18th might just be their last day as man and wife. And they have been more than amicable. Kalki told 9XE.com,
"It's maturity. I think, two people grow and become mature, and when you've lived with somebody and loved somebody and you've been married to them, you have a lot of respect for somebody because they've been through the hard times. You guys think that being in a relationship is just like really happy all the time, but there are tough times that we've gone through where we've had to take our parents to the hospital or do things together which are very difficult. So you respect another person for that."
Anurag also had only nice things to say about her when 9XE.com spoke to him a while ago.
Kalki is probably one of the most amazing people I have met in my life. And the kind of person that she is, this media, this country cannot comprehend that. Equation and will be there all the time. And yes, there's nothing between us that makes us hate each other, that we would not want to talk to each other or we would not work with each other. We still care about the other person.
Well, we wish Anurag and Kalki all the luck and strength. Coming up, want proof that celebrities travel in style? 9XE takes a look at their airport fashion. Kamal R. Khan takes on Anurag and Karan. This is 9XE.com, the show, with me, Caitlin. So the famous faces of Bollywood don't just turn out stylishly dressed on the red carpet, but they travel in style too. 9XE.com takes a look at how fashion-conscious Bollywood dresses up while traveling.
What's up, guys? I am Nafisa Sharma and you are watching 9XE.com. Now, whenever we tune in, people are always talking about what to wear during summer season, winter season and rainy season. But have you guys ever thought about travel season? Think about it, guys. One moment you're working your head out in the office and the next moment your friends have planned a trip to the mountains or maybe a beachside vacation. What are you going to wear, huh? Don't worry, because I have you covered in this segment. First up, ladies. Now this is really essential. While traveling, you cannot use makeup at all. All you need is a nice lip balm, and if you want to highlight those pretty eyes of yours, you can use a little bit of gold. Pull out a pair of comfortable jeans, a gunji, a nice pair of boots, and a colored jacket. Just like our very own Desi girl Priyanka Chopra. If you're that type who's not into a pair of boots and jackets, then you can wear those jeans with a nice self-colored t-shirt, a pair of chappals, and don't forget your shade. Just like Katrina Kaif. Simple yet very stylish. Now all you boys out there, don't worry, because I got you covered in this segment as well. In case you really want to dress down casual, opt for a nice pair of pajamas, a gunji, and a pair of chappals. You can also team it up with a nice cap and you look extremely cool, just like Ranbir Singh. In case you want to dress up a little bit, pull out a comfortable pair of jeans, a jacket, a self-colored t-shirt, and your sneakers. Just like Siddharth Malhotra in this look. He looks young, vibrant, and extremely fresh. So I hope you guys enjoyed this segment. Until next time, ciao guys.
After that, it's now time to see what Hollywood has in store for us. It's been 25 years since the iconic film Goodfellas released, and over the years it has earned cult status. The film was recently screened at the Tribeca Film Festival. Interestingly, Robert De Niro, who starred in the film, is also the festival's co-creator. Co-star Ray Liotta was all praise for De Niro.
I mean, I just think it's great. I just think that, you know, the fact that he put it together right after 9/11 and to bring Tribeca back as well as New York, that was just honorable in itself. And for it to have sustained for so long now, and represents, you know, a great thing in movies that are great for movies and great for the city.
Goodfellas, directed by Martin Scorsese, was a leap forward for gangster films, and the actors think so too.
Well, he definitely, I agree with you, made it hip. The music was hip. We were young enough, and we were all street smart in Goodfellas and Sopranos. I mean, I think that's the juggernaut of that we could say held the both of them together.
He reinvented as much as he just created his own version of it. So I think he just took it. I remember asking, like, what are you thinking about when you're doing that? And he says, I want to shoot this like a gangster. I want to shoot it the way I want to shoot it. If I want to freeze frame, if I want to voice over, if I want to whatever. And that's what he did, I think, which gave him a lot of liberty to just be him.
Now, coming back to Bollywood, a feud is raging in the Twitterverse. Anurag clarifies he has nothing to do with the tweet. Kamal Khan's tweets might have been more hilarious than some movies, but it seems this time he has bitten off more than he can chew. He has taken on some of the biggest names in Bollywood, Anurag Kashyap and Karan Johar. KRK has said that he won't be reviewing any films because Anurag and Karan have threatened him. His tweet read, I have not reviewed any film this week because Karan Johar and Anurag Kashyap threatened and asked me to not review any film anymore. Now, we're wondering if he, like always, has taken yet another unnecessary panga. But if he does not review films, we don't think that's such a bad thing. His earlier review of NH10 had enraged people and he got a lot of flack for it, something that you have read on our website, 9xe.com. Anurag did not take it lying down. He tweeted, for the record, I have nothing to do with Mr. KRK stopping to review films. I think he is shit scared that he will have to eat his words. We know that KRK would like to believe that he is a rock star, but this is not the first time that someone has retorted to his tweets.
Talking about Twitter, recently KRK posted a picture, I'm sure you must be aware about it, that you have...
नहीं, आपको मैं बोलूं, KRK ने आज खुला मुझे दावा किया है कि अगर हमारी फिल्म चल गई तो अपना हथियार काट देंगे. हम लोग उनको एक आइस बॉक्स भेज रहे हैं, एक खास तौर से एक बहुत खास बना हुआ आइस बॉक्स भेज रहे हैं ताकि हम उनका जो हथियार है यहाँ पे जो म्यूजियम ऑफ इंडियन सिनेमा आ रहा है उसमें हम प्रिजर्व कर सके कि ये KRK जो इंडिया का सबसे इनकॉन्सिक्वेंशियल क्रिटिक है उसका हथियार है. उसको आई थिंक उसके लिए हम लोग अलग से टिकट भी लगाएंगे लोगों को देखने के लिए. तो ये आइस बॉक्स हम उनको भेज रहे हैं.
Meanwhile, KRK has uploaded an image where he alleges that Karan first threatened him and then offered him money to give his film a higher rating. Oh, so now Karan Johar sir is offering me 25 lakh rupees for good review of #Bombay Velvet. He also included what he claimed to be messages from Karan.
So I want Karan to react on this because the message was from you to him. Like, that's what he has put a screenshot of.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you believe I sent him that message?
Of course not, but then
I rest my case then.
And you guys keep your interest up in all things Bollywood by visiting our site 9xe.com. And you can watch all our episodes on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/9xe the show. Tweet to us at 9xe the show and write to us at facebook.com/9xe. Also download the free 9xe app on your Android and iOS devices for Bollywood 24/7.